So today I have a special guest. Today I have a special guest for the short interview. Welcome, Vimal sir. It's great to have you here. It's a privilege to have you here in the short interview on PV Sindhu.
Thanks for having me. Yes,
Obviously, the short interview is on PV Sindhu, a great champion, and it seems like she's made a sterling comeback as well. You also would have watched
yeah.
PV Sindhu winning the Japan Open at the age of around 31, winning a Super 750 series. That was an incredible achievement. So, if you can say in a few words about her wonderful achievement just a week or so ago.
I think she moved to Bangalore maybe about 3 years back. Prior to the Olympic and a year before the Olympic Games, and I think it took her a while to get used to the conditions, and I think the quite a few coaches she kept trying out, and and eventually, of course, Prakash Rai was helping her for the Olympic Games and such things. And but somehow, she wasn't getting that flow. Basically, I keep telling her, and that she's an attacking player, and for that to happen, and her fitness was never a doubt always. And compared to many other girls, she was relatively injury free as well. Of course, of late, she's injury free, but in between she did get some injuries, but she was managing such things well. But somehow, she couldn't, play the right strokes at the right time, and such things were letting her down. And but I was now, we have zeroed in on Irwan Shah, and last 1 year, he has been working hard with her, and there's a good group of young boys and girls also. She's training with her, and so that is making. And eventually, see, it's not only the coach. Sometimes your trainer, your physio, you have to gel with everybody. It's just a team work. They all need to have a perfect understanding. And so I think she has found that balance now. That is what because I observe her training sessions regularly, and I've been seeing that, and so that's a big plus factor now, and especially winning 750. In fact, I thought it was only after 3 or 4 years, but she mentioned that it was after 7 years she's winning a 750 event. Yeah, so it is a quite a she won some 503 events and other thing, but winning definitely 750,000, you need it, and that gives you that extra bit of confidence. And I so I thought in Japan she did well. In China also she could have won the title. She had 4 match points, and so we were discussing all that the other day, and it is. But more, if you really look at it, I think she's enjoying the sessions better. She has found some flow in a game, and she's playing really well at the net. And as long as if she can cut down on her unforced errors, I think she can definitely. In my opinion, she can definitely play for the next couple of years. Even the next Olympic Games as well.
Okay,
and not play, maybe get a medal.
Sorry, just in between, you talked about a game at the net. Obviously, if you go back to the Japan Open, there were a couple of really good victories. So one over Yamaguchi, obviously, the other one, obviously, over Chen. Two
Chen
players.
Yufei.
Yeah, Chen Yufei. Two players that she has not defeated over a period of time. If you look at the completed matches.
Hanyu of China, see. But again, these are.
So I just wanted to ask.
Because again,
just wanted to ask this. 1 second, sir. Just wanted to ask, what really might have changed in the game, or if you have picked up a little bit of few changes in that game in the recent past?
First, she was working on her defense, because body line, they have been, but that has been a perennial problem for her. So to escape from that, to get away from that, she needed to, basically, not give your opponent the opportunity to do that. So for that, what she needs to do is dominate the net. And so that is exactly what she did. And she just so she worked quite a lot at the net, so that she can dominate and then get the attack on her for her, so that is so create opportunities and let the make the opponent lift the shuttle so that she could go on the attack, rather than go and keep flicking the shuttle to the back of the court, and so to a certain extent, she is feeling a lot more comfortable playing at the net, and because she has a good reach, she has a lot of good variations, from the back, and she has a good hard hit, she has a good half smash, but again, using that judiciously is the key. It's not that you can have all these strokes, but you need to use it at the right time, and so that she's been working at it, and so that is making a big difference now. And
Okay. You also briefly touched upon fitness. If you can say a few more words on it. Obviously, someone like Lombard has come into her camp in terms of fitness, but on an overall basis, how do you look at her fitness? Obviously, there's a school of thought. I'm not saying that is correct, but maybe badminton players of the age of 30, 31, they kind of around 29, 30, they kind of little bit struggle in terms of fitness. But Sindhu, at this moment, she seems to have really made a great comeback, because obviously there's a school of thought that badminton is a very grueling sport in singles. So that's why I asked from that point.
yeah, no, badminton has always been, so you don't have to
Yeah.
blame the sport.
No,
And
I'm not
as
blaming
long as
sport.
the
I'm not blaming
players
sports.
take care
I'm
of their
not
body,
blaming sports.
yeah,
This
no.
comes to fitness.
No, as long
That
as
was not my.
yeah, no, fitness, no, the no, the higher level, the players know about it, and if they take care of their body, they can play. See, the tennis players have showed that, whether it
Yes,
is
yes,
Nadal or Federer or
yes,
Djokovic, or a lot of them, they started
yes,
playing good tennis after 34, 35, and winning Grand
yes,
Slams and competing and giving a lot of tough time to the youngsters. So
yes,
badminton players also now, if you see last week, the player who won the Super 1007
yes, yes,
Super 1000 event is
yes,
Chowteen. He's
yes,
37 years old.
yes,
So he's the one, he beat
yes,
everybody.
yes,
So if you can, so for any racket sport,
yes,
strength and conditioning person is the key. Because after a certain age, 29, 30, when they get to that age, SNC person makes a big difference. It's not the question of playing long number of hours or doing long hours of stroke practice and such things. It is the question of good working the right balance in doing correct SNC program. So once you do that, automatically, because you have the experience and you know what to do on the court, all those things will fall in place. So I think so that is an area we have been neglecting. Most of the top players neglect. They go and play too much and try to do too many things, and instead of really working on their strength and condition, that is the key. And if they do that systematically, properly take care of the body, automatically they will. And badminton, next year, I don't know, with the new scoring system, when they shorten it out,
yes,
the fitness and other, it'll be all about
yes,
pace.
yes,
So
mm,
as far as I'm concerned, I'm totally against with that scoring system being changed and other
yes,
thing, because this is the beauty of badminton is toughness.
yes, yes,
It is you cannot
yes,
make it easy and make it like pickleball and
mm,
racquetball or paddle tennis, and
yes, yes,
so that's not the way to treat a sport.
yes. There is something that has come new into my life as well. I see a lot of pickleball going around. Anyway, leaving aside that,
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me
but
clarify.
no,
Yeah, let me clarify. I'm
yeah,
not looking at it from a negative perspective when it comes to fitness. I was just asking
yeah,
how to look at
yeah.
PV Sindhu's fitness at this point of time. That was basically in a broader
No,
perspective I was trying to ask.
no.
Yeah.
I think she's in good shape. What we have been telling her now is just maintain it, because the World
Mm,
Championships is coming out in 3 weeks' time. She has to play the
yes.
World Championships. She's in good shape.
Mm,
So instead of overdoing things, if you can maintain your fitness, you're fit. Maintain that. Don't do anything different. Just maintain it. Work on the skills. And I think she will be. I think the coach, they all will be sit together and been discussing these things, and it is at it. I think I would give a lot of credit to Vimal. Also, he's a very sincere person, and he's working quite hard with her, and so and she has a good team, and so eventually it is that. And normally, what happens is sometimes we are technical people, we are
Yes.
technical guys. We sometimes don't listen to
Yes.
the SNC person or the physios, or we think we know everything, and so that's also can be a problem. But at times, certain players you need to deal with them differently, especially when they have crossed 29, 30. Then it is very important you find the right balance.
Yes. We briefly touched upon that China Open. Obviously, she had 4 match points, and that
Yes.
second game again against her old
Yeah.
nemesis. So, if you can just briefly touch upon a little more on the China Open about how it went for her. Obviously, didn't exactly
I think
go well right in the end, but just a little more on
I think she played the right game.
it.
Everything was perfectly working for her. But at 2060,
Yes.
maybe she looked for that one easy point,
Mm.
and that landed on the baseline. Then a couple of points. She wasn't prepared to really apply and stick in there and really play and put pressure. And of course, she was playing from the tough end. And so it was difficult for her to push the shuttle to the back of the court or clear, and so it was difficult, but still I think she could have kept the attack a little more better, and but it is that happens, and but still I thought she would be really be gutted after that second game loss. But third game also she was right there, she was in with the chance. I thought she would make it, and but anyway, Chen Yufei is also an experienced girl, and like Sindhu, they're all so she did well, and but it is personally, if you look at it for the player, it is very tough. Even for Sindhu, it is a tough loss. For she might say it was okay, but it will hurt her. It's not easy for them to digest. Because she could have again won this 1,000 even also. She could have, because she was that flow was there.
Yes.
And. So that could have happened, but that is sport.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
you don't get things your
Yes.
way, and but overall, no, I feel she remains like this, and injury free, and the team, SNC people will work the right way, and she has at least a couple of years of good badminton in her, and
Yes.
yeah, and that's what I look for.
Okay. Okay. Any other specific points have you picked up in a game just in the recent past? It could be in relation to, we just talked about she looked for an easy point right at the end that second game, but
No, then unforced errors.
yeah,
The unforced crucial times. That unforced errors sometimes. So that you cannot afford to do that. And that a lot of the Indian players are doing that. Whether I've noticed in Lakshya, Ayush Shetty,
yes,
and they're all playing at the very highest level. These unforced errors sometimes letting them down. That should not be there. Because how especially the crucial stages, how you can remain, because it will become even more relevant next year when the game is shortened. You can't afford to make mistakes. So these things, it's about pace and less mistakes. And so it's going to be a tough proposition from next year. But Sindhu if she has to find ways to deal with those things, and little bit of selection from the back of the court. If she can clip it down and mix it up, little more variation with a
yes,
hard smash and clip. If she brings that, if she gets confidence, and in that doing that, I think she'll be a very, very strong contender.
okay. Just one more question. Obviously, briefly talked about the World Championships. It would be played in home conditions. Obviously, crowd also would be supporting her. So, do you think we can hope to see maybe another medal coming through for PV Sindhu? Oh, yeah, I'm just looking at it in a cautious, yeah, optimistic manner. But if you can say a few words on upcoming World Championships.
Yeah, she's an experienced girl. She has dealt with
Yes,
such situations in the past, and so I don't think it is a pressure or anything. She has to play, and it's not going to be easy. But I feel she can do a lot better, and And on big occasions, normally she plays well, and
Yes, yes.
so I'm hoping for that. And just she's a big match player, and so in Delhi, the only thing I wish and I hope they get a few days early to practice in that hall and
Yes.
get some advantage. That is required. And if they get that, she can be she can really do well. And but again, like I've felt that barring Ansai Young, no, of course, she was she was slightly she stands out among the
Yes.
others. But all the other girls, especially Sindhu's batch girls, quite a lot of the good girls have retired, like Carolina Marie, Taizu
Yes,
Rachnok is still not the same, and Taizu Ying, and so the others are not as formidable as the earlier lot. So Sindhu has that advantage. Can be better than the younger lot. They're not as formidable as the older lot. So Sindhu, Yamaguchi, they are all the same batch. These are the girls,
Yeah. Okay.
who can do, doing well. Not Okuhara.
Yeah,
Okuhara
yeah,
also
yeah.
still down. But
Yeah, but
yeah, but
from the same
but
batch,
I
yeah.
don't know whether she has qualified.
No, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
talking about
yeah,
qualified, but same batch, yeah. Tai Su Ying,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, all these
yeah.
guys. Okay, sir. Thank you for taking your time out. It's
Yeah,
a pleasure to have you
yeah,
here.
yeah. Sure.
Yes,
Sorry,
it's
for
a
the
long-awaited
disturbance and
interview has
yeah,
finally come to. Yes,
yeah,
thank you
yeah,
again.
sure. Thanks. Yeah, bye.
For India's best multi-sports coverage, your platform is one, and that's Revsportz. So like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I think by now you know that we will be everywhere in different parts of the world and bring you on-ground reportage. As I said, your best multi-sports coverage on Revsportz, your favorite destination.